this broadcast is brought to you by the Career Engineer, and that is tcenow.com, tcenow.com. If you have a question about what I'm going to say right now, okay, whether you're listening live or later, doesn't matter, hit me up with an email. I love getting your feedback. It helps me stay real and relevant, right? Because I might have ideas I think is important, but you're the ones that have the really good questions. So hit me up at info@tcenow.com. Write that in your little black book if you still have one, info@tcenow.com. So let's talk about this. We want to jump right into some of the news because everyone is talking about New Year predictions and all that. I'm guilty. I'm doing the same thing. So I want to get you to the facts, what we have as of today, the day I'm talking to you right now. And remember, for our labor information in the USA, okay, for the USA, I thank you for all my international listeners, but us USA folks, right, bls.gov or dol.gov are the good places for you to start for national numbers. No doubt you should go to your state, probably through your, what we call in Virginia, the Virginia Employment Commission, but you have a state agency, a workforce agency, they can break it down for you for your state, your city, your county, your zip code, all right? But at a national level, I like to keep it national because we have a national audience. The jobs report that came out recently, 3.7% unemployment. That's a great way to start a new year. Okay, below 5%, full employment. We've been around the 3.6, 3.5, 3.7 for a while. It gets better. The JOLT report came out last week, but another one will come out soon, the end of this month. And currently there are 8.8 million jobs that are still open. They have not been filled. So that's great news if you're a job seeker or career changer or someone in between. We also had last month, I found out that we had 216,000 new hires last month. Again, those are really great numbers. So what does that mean for you? If you are looking to make a change or you want to do something different, you got the numbers in your favor. They're looking really good as of today, right? So that tells you, because let's go back 3 years ago during the pandemic. We had the most inverse negative numbers. We were losing hundreds of thousands of jobs. So you're in a good position if you're looking to do something different. So now let's get some monthly dose of TCE. Now, of course, I can't be your career engineer if I don't do a pause and say, hey, make sure you get a mind to work. Okay, the life and career planning guide for people who still need to work. Our third edition of A Mind to Work is available on Amazon or directly from us, but go to Amazon and have it shipped anywhere. Order.tcenow.com. Get that book because you got to get the mind to work in order to work. I'm telling you, it's a whole thing. Not just for job seekers or career changers, but folks who want to know what's next. That's what it's all about. Okay, those who want to know what's next. So shameless plug there, but let me give you what I think the three things are. And I've got some more content that'll be coming out on our social medias later with more of this, because this is our theme for the whole month. Things you need to do to be effective and to get yourself set up for this year, but start now. So I'm going to tell y'all, this is a great month. January is famous for a time for us to kind of recharge, refuel, reignite, whatever RE that fits your boat, right? But reset. You saw what you did last year. Hopefully during the holidays, I know you were having a great time, but hopefully besides just eating, you also looked at your accomplishments, what worked, what didn't, what we want to do differently moving forward. So if you've done that, this is a great time now to reset and to recharge. Okay, that's very cool. Hey, Charlene, thanks for being here. Thank you. Hello, thanks for being here. And if you have any career questions or comments, I come here first for live starting in 2024 for live first Monday. So I will take any live questions. Here's something else you need. This is very important. You got to take the time to reflect on those accomplishments. I know it's human nature to look at what we didn't do well. We kind of zero in, put the binoculars on what didn't work. I want you to look at what did work. Give yourself some credit here for the effort, okay? But yes, we need to be aware of our setbacks or our roadblocks over the past year. If we have them, then we want to take that information. We want to update our business goals. Maybe we had a great goal and it didn't pan out because of other things. Maybe it was resources. Maybe it was time. Maybe it was treasure. Maybe it was talent. Maybe you just really didn't want that. Someone told you to do it. You got to look at all that so you can get ready to make sure what you're going to do this year as you reset and recharge so that your energy is focused and not wasted. I'm not a big person on wasted energy. We want to make sure our laser beam is like on the target, not everywhere. The second thing that this month is great for that can really get your whole year ready, make up in your mind. Ooh, shameless plug again, a mind to work, right? That's why I call the book A Mind to Work, really. It's you got to get your mind right and your body will follow. But you have to strategize to grow, not just strategize to be strategizing and strategizing, but to grow, whatever growth means to you. That's very important. You have to be able, I mean, don't we all want to have some movement? I mean, who wants to not grow? Okay. So if you're going to do all this planning and analysis and all that stuff, we want to make sure that we're setting these goals and we're breaking them down. You know, we're going to analyze and all that stuff. I mean, what we used to call the paralysis of analysis. Please don't get yourself caught up in that. But okay, I want to be a millionaire. That's great. But first thing you got to do is get a job or do something that generates revenue. Make your first 10 grand and then make your next 50 grand and then do your next 100 grand. You see what I'm saying? We have to have these break them down to smaller goals that's achievable. That's not only important for your plan, but it helps your psyche. You know, folks have this big planet they're trying to that's their goal. Well, break it down to a zip code. And then once you get that, give yourself the win, you know. So break those things down. I just see a lot of career seekers and changes and business owners. They put that big goal right there, but it needs to be factored down to. So for example, 100, like I'm a big person in factoring in math. I was a good factorer. My point is, yeah, $100, but I would say, okay, 25s. That was just easier for my brain. I'm gonna get 25s. I'm gonna get 10 10s. Oh, I can get 100 ones, but I'm like, let me do 10 10s or 425s. You get what I'm saying? Factor it down so when you make those achievements, you can give yourselves a win. Y'all know I am all about that networking and relationship connectivity. I'm all about that. That's what the world's truly about. You've got to reconnect. You've got to reconnect. You've got to stay connected. You've got to get with other people, places, data, and things, but human to human connectivity with old colleagues. So hopefully you didn't burn bridges, because I'm really big on don't burn bridges, but build new, even though we say relationships, you know, in the TCE world, we call it real relationships, because that's what's important. You got to build real relationships. And I have a whole nother broadcast about what that is. All right. But reconnect. I mean, look, if you're on LinkedIn, and hopefully you are, but folks, don't just have a profile. You may be connecting with past employers, past bosses, past folks from, I don't know, college days or just other things you do, and tap in, see who they're plugged into, see if there's any synergy energy there, and start rebuilding. Start doing that in January. It'll make your next year, this whole year, pretty cool. Lastly, which again, January is great for, but this can set the tone for the entire year. Y'all hear the theme here, action. I'm all about, you got to take action and you have to launch. I mean, and you can tell I'm probably struggling as I'm saying this, because I hear all the great ideas all the time. I hear the Monday morning complaints all the time. I've heard them for as long as I've been doing and being your career engineer. I'll go, where's the action plan? I'll have the dreams and I'll have what you want, but I don't see the action. So I'm going to challenge folks this year to take action. If you want this new thing, take action for it and launch it. Okay. Don't just make your executive summary. Well, launch it. Find some ways to get some things rolling. And here's some quick tips that you can do. I mean, start strong. Always start from a position of strength. I can't talk this morning. No coffee. Long story on what that one's all about. Again, this is a great time for your new projects, your new campaigns, your initiative. I'm looking at things we're going to be doing differently. I mean, I'm looking at what we did and what worked and what different, but I've got some ideas. I've got some dreams, and I'm willing to get those out there and start working on them. And here's a big one too, with that active launch and taking initiative. Make sure you're promoting yourself. And I hear some people like, well, I'm going to do this, but I'm going to keep it on the whatever thing y'all keep it at. But why are you not promoting what you do? If someone asks you, tell me something about yourself, or, hey, I ain't seen in a while, what's going on? If you've done your due diligence and you've got that dream on paper and you're launching and you're taking action and you're doing your goals, hey, I'm getting ready to start my new consulting business, or I am doing this thing. So promote your services, your products, your expertise. If you're a non-entrepreneur, but you're on LinkedIn and you're an IT person, or you're an administrative person, or you're an educator, you're all these things. Well, I would love to see you talk about just how much you know. I mean, maybe you're writing articles about something, or maybe you saw an article and you're responding to it, or you're sharing your expertise. Not all of your jelly beans, just the purple ones. Okay. I mean, that type of thing. So that way, when people are Googling you, and please understand they do, they'll see that you are a subject matter. You can say that all day long on your resumes and everything, but show me something. Okay. That's what's really important. So those are our three things we want to challenge you for this month. And if you get those going, it can really be a great plan for the rest of this year. And I think these are good tips for every year as well. All right, ask the career engineer questions. It is about 12:12. Let me jump into some questions I've got submitted. But again, before I talk about them questions, right, just shameless plug. That's right. Get our book, A Mind to Work, the Life and Career Planning Guide for people who still need to work. I will say, if you don't need to work, this is not the book for you. However, to my people who are retired, that word that I got to find a new word with, you're not done yet. You got more to give. You got some more stuff in the basement. So those of you who are also wondering what's next, A Mind to Work will work for you. So you can get your copy from Amazon, order.tcenow.com, or come directly to our website, tcenow.com. We are, I'm going to be doing some book tours, we call that stuff, the book thing, and doing some in-person signing and things of that nature. We have other gifts when people buy it directly from me, though, which is really cool. I digress. Let's get back. What's the outlook for job market? Well, I did share some numbers earlier, and I'm really impressed. I mean, it's great that January numbers look so great. We'll have, I guess at the end of the month, the new job openings report will come out, and first Friday of February, we'll see what happened this month. Because remember, the reports are always in arrears. But I'm seeing great recs. I'm seeing companies who are doing more to get you in. I'm seeing companies who are also focusing on the talent that they have, so wanting to make sure they're not just focused all on recruiting, but also retention. So that's really important too. But it looks great. I mean, it's a great opportunity. It's a great time. Yes, things are shifting. Yes, AI is a part of the matrix. Yes, your tech skills are going to matter. How you work from anywhere, or things you do. So we're going to always be upskilling, always. Okay. And you got to always take things up a notch. You just really do, to be competitive. We're not just competing against folks in the USA. There's folks in USA that work for a company in Australia. There may be someone in England that works for a company in Denver. So you have different levels of competition. So all I will say is make sure your A game is ready to roll. The market looks great, but they want to hire the A gamers, not the D gamers. So make sure you're in that space. Another question, which I truly doubt I can answer this whole thing right now, but I will say, well, I want to start a business in the industry I'm currently working in. Cool. I did that. I used to work in workforce development, workforce employment services. So the career engineer kind of came out of that. How do I get started? Well, definitely do the three things I said earlier, right? Those, make some SMART goals. If you have expertise in those fields that you've been in, and hey, I want to do a consulting thing here, or maybe you have a widget or a tangible product that was birthed from what you've learned on the job. Just be careful about doing stuff that's work product. You might be getting yourself into some serious situations. But anyway, do your homework. First thing I would say to folks, try to connect with in your city, for example. Maybe there's some free I want to start my own business classes, or things to your economic development, or things in your county. Get some general information. Yes, you can do that online as well. Before you jump and retain all kind of folk that's going to help you be first person on Google, figure out what it is that you're trying to do. I'm a really big fan of, it's got to start with you. Start with your beginning. What is it? What is this thing you want to do? Why is it important? What pain does it solve? Who will buy it? Who will buy it? How will you make money from it? That's what business is. So do your homework in one sheet or 1.5 sheet before you reach out for any websites or do anything like that, right? Make sure you've done the part you need to do so you won't get hustled. And of course, call your career engineer. I'm able to help you with career and business and life startups, right? So that's what's up. So listen, if you want to learn more about us, make sure you visit us at our website. I'd love to connect with you in that space, tcenow.com. From there, you can find all of our socials. We have our podcast, and those of you may be listening to that right now, we thank you for listening. But we have lots of content that will help you to exceed our motto of don't get anxious, get prepared. That's the bottom line here. When you're anxious, you make really lousy decisions in your career, your life, or business. However, when you're prepared, boy, do you become powerful. And that's what our game, that's our aim, and that's our end game for anyone that works with us or is connected with us. Okay. So I want to make sure you have a powerful and purposeful week, month, a great year. There's no reason for you to be in the same spot today that you were last year unless you choose to be. And that's okay if you choose to be. But if you want more, there's just a couple things you need to do, and we went and show that today. So I want to again thank you so much for being here. Make sure you check if you're watching us our YouTube channel. We did another new content there about more specifically how 2024, the things you can do to be powerful this year. So if there aren't any other questions or comments or anything like that, again, I want to thank you for allowing this time for us to talk together and be together. And I will catch you next time. Thank you so much. Be blessed. And remember, don't get anxious. Always get prepared. Thanks for watching our Career Business Show. I hope you learned a lot about today's topic. If you enjoyed the show, please let me know by visiting our website, tcenow.com, and sending me an email. I'd love to hear from you.